Kia ora guys, welcome back. My name's Adam Goodley and today I'm going to go over my most favourite thing of what got me into photography, night photography. I'm going to show you the tips, tricks and just start smashing out some bangers. Let's get into it, eh? So we're at Lake Minnewanka tonight. There's no clouds in the sky, such a starry night, so that's why I thought I'd come out here and teach you how to do some night photography. It is -7 right now, or something like that, but it's starting to get a bit cold. The lakes are starting to freeze. So it's no better time to start doing some night photography and teach you guys how to do this stuff. Right, so to get started, we're going to change your aperture down to a long exposure. Now we bring this down to the dashes there, that is 1 second, so that means the shutter is open for 1 full second before the shot is finished. Now ideally when you want to take night photography photos, say like a Milky Way or the Aurora, so just like tonight, it's an amazing starry night, we want to crank this up to say 15 seconds. Now your aperture, which is this one right here, this is going to bring this one down, so the lower it is, the more light you're going to get in. So as I said in my last video, if you need to know these settings, go into my last video. This is just a quick night photography one. So we're going to shoot, so if you go down to 2.8, it's a nice fast aperture. So this lens can go down to 1.4, but for my sake, as doing night photography, I find the sharpest is going to be at f2 and at 20 seconds. Now the ISO, depending on how dark the sky is, if there's any little light or anything like that, ideally you want it around between 800 to 1600. You can crank it up to 4000 if you like. It's just the higher the ISO is, the more noise you're going to get. So as this lens is quite fast, it's going to pick up a lot of stars. It's going to look amazing with this one. So I'm just going to take a quick photo and see what happens. So one of the big things at night time is how to get focus at night. Now sometimes it can be super challenging, but here's a couple of tips for you to get out there and just be able to take some photos of some mountain range, just some amazing night photos without any type of light in here. So the first tip is going to be a headlamp or a torch. Now if you shine it to the most furthest away, so there's a tree all the way to the island over here, shine a light on it and you can put a live view on your camera, zoom in and then fix your focus to put it on, make sure it's on manual focus and fix that focus to line it up to make sure the tree is in focus, and that everything should be in focus from there. Another tip is find a brightest star. Same thing is zoom in, so put on live view, zoom in and put it on your star and readjust your focus range, and as soon as the star's sharp, everything's going to be in focus. Another one is you have a friend, which I'm going to send Tyler out to somewhere, and he's going to go stand out there and I'm going to light him up and get a focus on him. The same thing, just put your live view on, zoom in, and then use your toggle range, your focus range again. This is the best way to focus at night time, especially when there's no lights out. So there's 3 things to get when you're going to start doing night photography. Just 3 things. There's your tripod, a camera, of course, a lens, of course, but the lens, you can start to have any lens, but ideally you would like a fast lens, so say a 2.8 or 1.4, that's what I'm shooting with tonight, is a Sigma 1.4. I'm not paid for this ad, just to let you know. But ideally, if you have like a f aperture of 4, it's fine as well, because Tyler, that's on the camera right now, shoots with 4, and you should check out his stuff. They're banger shots. So it doesn't matter what lens you have. If you have a higher aperture, it's okay, you can just adjust your ISO to whatever suits. So another thing that you could do to making some banger shots is what I call a self-portrait photo. Now with a self-portrait photo, what you want to do is put on a timer. So you put your timer, you do a self-timer, and say you do 20 seconds. Now you can take a photo, like you can put on 20 seconds, push the shutter button. So say you have your shutter open for 20 seconds or 15 seconds, you go out, but your self timer is going to go count down to 20 seconds. So as soon as it hits 20 seconds, it will take a photo for however long you have set it for on the shutter. So say you pick a spot where you want to stand, you put your self timer on, and then you go for a wander. You stay in that same spot for say 15 seconds. If you move within the 15 seconds, you will get motion blur. So for instance, I've taken a photo of myself and I've just stood there. Even if I think the photo is taken, I'll stand there a little bit longer just to make sure I've got that shot. And if I haven't got that shot, I will go back out and do it again. So just keep working at it, it's going to get easier, and keep smashing out some bangers. And I'm going to show you what me and Tyler are doing right now. Right, now that we're back in the truck to warm up, that is it for this night photography tutorial. Say thanks to Tyler. Give me a hand. And thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!